Hi, everybody. It's Monica with American English with Monica. I'm so glad you're here. We're talking about phrasal verbs. These are really important to practice and review. It will help you with your English. There are thousands of phrasal verbs, and a lot of them have different meanings. So these are confusing for a lot of English learners. But you have to practice them, you have to be familiar with them. And even if you don't use them when you're speaking, you will definitely hear them when other people are speaking or when they're writing to you in an email. Again, just to review, I teach business English in the American accent. So I am helping a lot of my students who are professionals and they are communicating with native speakers, especially in America. So this can help you no matter where you are with your English learning. I have 3 more for this week, and every week I will bring you a couple of more to review. Okay, let's get started. This week's phrasal verbs are dress up, dress down, and dress out. What does it mean to do these things? Remember, it's a phrasal verb. This can be an adjective. If someone is dressed up, that's an adjective. But I'm talking about the phrasal verbs to dress up, to dress down, and to dress out. Okay? We're talking about clothing, what you wear to work. All right? At some jobs, you need to dress up for the job. At some professions, it's okay to dress down. You might have guessed that the dress up is more formal and dress down is more casual. Okay? The reason why I wanted to talk about these words, these phrasal verbs this week, is because one of my students, when I teach privately to business English students, one of my students received an email that said all of the employees would be meeting for a special event. It wasn't at the office. They were doing like a fun team building special event day. And the email said you should dress out for this particular day. She didn't know what it meant, and she didn't ask anyone. And dress out means to put on clothing that is appropriate for exercise and outdoor activities. Yeah, so she arrived at the special corporate event day. She was a new employee and a new student of mine. And she had on her work suit, beautiful clothing that she has to wear to the office. And everyone else was in t-shirts, shorts, and sneakers, athletic gear. And they were going kayaking and they were playing games. So she did not have a very fun day because she had the wrong clothing on. Now, this is important to know. It's important to know what to wear. If you get a job and you have an interview or you started a company, you need to know what's called their dress code. I wrote down some potential vocabulary you might see for dress code, which is a noun. This is not a phrasal verb. Dress code is a noun. And you need to know the dress code for certain occasions, like job interviews, client meetings, dinner parties that involve your work. So this is the side of the vocabulary chart that is about the professional setting. You might hear the terms business professional. That's the most conservative outfits. That is suits that matching suits and ties and button-down shirts and very formal dress suits with dresses or pants. These are often in conservative colors like navy blue or gray. Not a lot of fun colors or patterns happening in business professional. You can Google business professional dress code to get an idea of the outfits that people wear to the office when that is the dress code. It's the most conservative. I think the most common in my experience working in businesses and corporations in America is business casual. Now this has a range. Business casual might still require a tie. or button-down shirts with a collar, or conservative colors often. But it has a range. Sometimes business casual means you don't have to wear a tie. And sometimes business casual means you can wear denim sometimes. It depends on the job. So you have to ask your company what the dress code is. And if you're not sure before you go to a meeting or before you go to an interview, you should always dress up. You should always dress up when you're not sure so that you're not underdressed for an interview. But you can go to the websites and look at some company photos, although often for photographs, they will be more dressed up than normal. Okay, the casual is the last one you might see for an office. And that could include t-shirts. It might include jeans or denim on a daily basis. It might even include shorts and sandals. This is unusual for an office, but more and more now there's a trend of letting employees wear what is comfortable, as long as it's appropriate for work. You should ask your job. Sometimes there's very specific lists of things you can and can't wear. It's really important to know, okay? If I'm talking about dress code that is not about the office, it's about an event, if you get an invitation to a wedding or a special event, it might mention the dress code. And I want you to know the most formal, the most fancy clothing is called black tie. It does not mean you need to wear a black tie. I just want you to know it's called black tie because people wear tuxedos that often have a black tie, but they might have a different color, or very fancy dresses called gowns. Okay. Sometimes special events and parties might say the dress code is formal. That would be a suit, which is a matching blazer and pants and a button-down shirt and tie, and perhaps a formal but a little conservative dress. Semi-formal has a big range. Still might mean a tie or not. And perhaps people could be in skirts and sweaters instead of a dress. It really varies. And casual, again, is where anything that's comfortable. Often for an event that says it's casual, it is okay to wear comfortable pants like tan pants or denim. But it's important to know your dress code, and these phrasal verbs are important too. I do want you to know the preposition that we use. We don't say dress up to work or at work. We say for. I need to dress up for work, or I can dress down for work. Sometimes some companies have some days of the week, usually it's Friday, where people can dress down. It's called casual Fridays sometimes, where you can wear denim, whereas the other days of the week you don't. Every company is different, but I wanted to mention it because some of my students start coming working for American companies, and they hear about casual Fridays and they don't know what that means. So I just wanted to mention it. But the important one here is dress out. In case you hear that, it is regional in the United States. It's not used everywhere. It is used in British English. But dress out means to change your clothes for athletic purposes. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'm giving you a video every week of phrasal verbs. I think they're really important to become familiar with. And if you can like and follow, that's great. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And if you have any examples of phrasal verbs that you found confusing or you'd like me to do a little video about them, put it in the comments. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye.